Happy Wheels is a massively popular ragdoll physics-based flash game created by Jim Bonacci. What started as a small, funny idea turned into one of the most popular Flash games ever created. Jim Bonacci began experimenting with Flash in early 2002, a multimedia software for creating animations and games. He created an animated movie on Newgrounds titled Oh Beautiful Day, and then another one in 2003 titled Where's My Bike? Later in 2003, he began to learn ActionScript and made a Flash game called Divine Intervention. This game was his first major success in the world of Flash games and has about 6 million views on Newgrounds alone. After releasing Divine Intervention, Jim realized that making Flash games was the thing he wanted to do and spend more time on, because it perfectly combined his interests in art and programming. Jim Bonacci began working on Happy Wheels in 2006, inspired by other ragdoll physics games. One day, he began playing around with a physics engine built by Alec Cove, one that was specifically created for Flash. As Bonacci messed around with the physics engine, he ended up creating an old man in a wheelchair that would endlessly fall down a hill. This was a glimpse of an absurd idea, but one that would eventually become massive. Happy Wheels first began with the wheelchair guy character and the first ever level, Happy Green Hills. Bonacci was disappointed in other Flash game titles because they didn't depict realistic consequences to in-game actions. In an interview conducted in 2010, Bonacci said, "No one was making their ragdolls die properly. They'd usually flop around harmlessly, or in some instances, have the same canned animation over and over." So, he decided to take it upon himself to implement violence and hilarious physics into the game. This addition became one of the biggest selling points for the game, making the absurdity of the game that much more entertaining. Fast forward to 2010, Total Jerkface received a website revamp along with the official launch of Happy Wheels. The full version was only made available on Jim Bonacci's website, Total Jerkface. However, he did send out the demo version to other popular Flash game websites. This was a key factor for driving traffic to his own website. The game eventually exploded in popularity, especially on platforms such as YouTube, with big-name content creators making gameplay videos of it. Happy Wheels launched with a core list of default levels to play on, but the game went on to grow a humongous, dedicated community through its level editing feature. With the level editor, players could create their own custom maps using a wide range of tools and objects. Once they were satisfied with their creation, they could then upload their levels online where anyone could play their custom level. Other players on the game would rate these maps, which helped them get onto the featured section. To date, there are over 5 million custom levels created by players and over 13 billion level plays. In the beginning, Happy Wheels only had 4 main characters: the wheelchair guy, Segway guy, irresponsible dad, and effective shopper. Since 2010, more characters have been added with a total of 16 characters. Fun fact, 2 of the characters were voiced by well-known YouTubers. Irresponsible Dad was voiced by Tobuscus, also known as Toby Turner, and Pogo Stick Man, voiced by Uber Haxor Nova. Due to its popular demand, Happy Wheels eventually received a mobile app port for iOS devices in 2015, along with an Android port 5 years later in 2020. Back in 2017, Adobe announced that they would no longer support Flash on December 31st, 2020, and will block Flash content from running in Flash Player beginning January 12, 2021, essentially killing off the Flash games and animations. This created a massive concern for the massive library of Flash games on the internet, and more importantly, the Flash version of Happy Wheels. Of course, the mobile versions would remain available, but it wouldn't quite feel the same as playing the Flash version through the browser on your computer. However, on December 28, 2020, only 3 days before Adobe killed off Flash, Total Jerkface released the Java port of Happy Wheels. This allowed the game to continue to exist on their website and allow the game to live on for more years to come. Despite the loss of the Flash version, the Java version came with some additional benefits, such as optimized performance for browsers on both computers and mobile devices. Even better, Bonacci was able to keep all the data of users' levels and replays from the original game, which allowed memorable creations to remain immortalized. At the last second, Happy Wheels managed to be saved and remain secured, but what about its future? Currently, Jim Bonacci is focusing his attention full-time into creating a Happy Wheels sequel. However, at this time, he refuses to answer any details about it. Only time will tell if it can live up to the legendary first iteration.